thread from Carlos Osuita. First, he replies to a tweet from Bryan Cranston. Bryan Cranston played Walter White in Breaking Bad. Bryan says on Twitter, "I've stopped worrying about the president's sanity. He's not sane, and the realization of his illness doesn't fill me with anger, but with profound sadness. What I now worry about is the sanity of anyone who can still support this deeply troubled man to lead our country." Carlos responds, "One of the defining features of leftist actors like Bryan Cranston is ingratitude. He knows that supporters of Donald Trump made him the star he is today, but he shows nothing but contempt for us. Ingratitude and contempt go hand in hand with passive aggression. He isn't profoundly sad about Trump. That's just another way for him to show his self-perceived superiority. I watched one episode of Breaking Bad and I found it tedious and boring. You know why? Because nothing in it approached what I've experienced in my life. Not a single horror movie can do justice to my first 10 years. Last night, I watched a review of the English language version of The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. Again, it's a movie for normies. The villain is a sexual sadist who tortures people to death. His lines are what a normie thinks such a person would say. I've read everything I can about serial killers. They're extremely limited people. The reason I'm watching reviews of movies I never bothered to watch is that I'm doing a screenplay of my as yet unpublished memoir. From what I can tell, my experience is unique. It's never been described in the psychiatric field. My screenplay will avoid the trap of attempting to shock. That's not possible without turning it into pornography. And let's be frank, people like Bryan Cranston have helped inure people to violence, and it's funny that Cranston thinks Trump is not sane. He has no idea what insanity is. What I had to do in order to keep living was to keep digging into my past until I knew as much as I could. That allowed me to fully accommodate it at the cost of total isolation from the human race. Think about it. Bryan Cranston is wealthy, famous, and has his ass kissed by everybody. And he's ungrateful. For me, I'm grateful for everything that isn't horrible. A dragonfly. Man, they're beautiful. The occasionally really nice person. And, of course, I'm profoundly grateful for Donald Trump. Dear sweet, innocent, rich, passive-aggressive Bryan Cranston, you have no idea what insane is. All I'd have to do is tie you to a chair and talk to you, tell you about me. Sometimes I marvel that a person can live with the knowledge and memories I have in my head. If I gave them to you, Bryan Cranston, you would not survive. I can live without Trump. But he made me actively root for the human race. I was never a misanthrope. It was just that I utterly lacked the ability to have intimate relationships with virtually everyone out there. I had 2 friends. Both died young. Strangely, both sought me out. Strangers who simply started talking to me. They were both devastatingly handsome men who got more attention than they needed. But they just started talking to me, and almost instantly we were best friends. I miss them a lot. But I don't need friends. No man is an island. Hogwash. Friends are a bonus in my second-by-second battle to survive. And yet, I'm grateful, unlike you, Bryan Cranston. I'm grateful that Trump is doing the job that nobody else wanted. Improving everything. Normies can't see it. Count yourself lucky that you have the luxury to deny reality at will. When I die, I'll have squeezed every drop of learning out of this life, and you will be dumber than when you started. That doesn't make me profoundly sad. Your choice, your consequences. It's not something for me to be sad about. I have my own issues to deal with. The ungrateful and contemptuous can't be helped. They create their own fate.